In this video, we're going to be covering 10 things that every prepper should digitally back up. We recently welcomed a baby into the family, and so I have to scan things like birth certificate, social security card, and hospital paperwork. But this is general, basic prepper housekeeping that we have to do on a regular basis because every document that you have in your home could potentially get lost or destroyed in an emergency. And yes, this video does include a PDF document that you could download and serve as a checklist if you want to do this for yourself. So everyone get your scanners out and let's talk through the 10 items that every prepper should digitally scan while you still can. Let's get started. If you're new to this channel, I'd like to welcome you. My name is Cliff, also known as the Urban Prepper, and on this channel, we focus on the topic of urban emergency preparedness. As preppers, we like stockpiling things like food, water, tools, and other supplies in case of an emergency. And oftentimes we put documents on the back burner because it's less glamorous than those cooler preps. So many people don't have things like insurance claims and medical information and identification proof digitally backed up in case of an emergency. So we'll talk about 10 things that you could back up and protect. Rather than show you my actual documentation, I made some proofs for the purpose of this video, and they all feature the great Hurley Smith, the inventor of the pocket protector. At number 1, we have government IDs. So things like your driver's license, social security card, and passports. If any of these items were to get destroyed, you're going to want to have backups of those items. So have them digitally scanned. I've been using this compact Brother scanner. It's the Brother DS640, which allows you to do color scans, 300 DPI, and PDF outputs. At number 2, birth certificates and vital records. This is what I'm dealing with right now with the baby, is backing up the birth certificate, but also things like your marriage certificate. We got married in Mexico, and in the process of moving from apartment to apartment, we eventually lost our marriage certificate, and so we had to go through a big ordeal of getting backups to it. So definitely get that one scanned. At number 3, insurance documents. So things like health insurance, auto insurance, and home insurance, including the policy information. You're not going to just want the card. The policy itself matters for claims. So make sure you get that scanned too. At number 4, medical records. So things like your current medications and prescriptions, health insurance cards, immunization records. This is going to be beneficial for new providers, ER visits, and for school enrollment. At number 5, property and tax documents. So your deed or mortgage, vehicle titles, multiple years of tax returns. These ones are oftentimes forgotten because you rarely need them until you really need them. Again, everything that I'm listing in this video is available in the PDF document that you could download in the link in the description box below. And if you want to, you could go through this yourself step by step. At number 6, you want to scan your financial account index. So not just passwords, just a list of which accounts exist. So banks, retirement, investment, plus where and how to reach each institution. The whole goal is that your loved ones wouldn't have to hunt blind for all this information if something were to happen to you. Again, this is just an index, not a password list. You don't want to store passwords here. At number 7, estate documents. So things like your will, power of attorney. If you have this type of information available, make sure that you scan it. At number 8, we have home inventory. So photos and a video walkthrough of your belongings, plus serial numbers for major items. This will be useful for insurance claims after a disaster. At number 9, family and emergency contacts. So a list of contacts, including an out-of-area contact. This is more of the people side of your digital backup, not just the documentation portion of it. And last, you're going to want a password manager and emergency access. So get a vault set up like Bitwarden or 1Password with emergency access or legacy contact added. This isn't about I use a password manager. It's someone I could trust that could get in if I can't. Now that you know what goes in, here's how to actually protect it. And we're going to use what's called the 3-2-1 method. 3 total copies, 2 digital storage types, and 1 copy offsite. You're going to want encrypted USB, not just password protected, plus a cloud backup copy. In the preparedness community, we talk about how 2 is 1 and 1 is none. You could even expand upon that and say 1 is none, 2 is 1, and 3 is for me. That's going to do it for this video featuring 10 items for your digital emergency binder. I have a full breakdown coming with regard to disaster proofing your digital life, which will cover things like your phone, laptop, accounts, and the whole system. This is just step 1. Again, if you need to do this for yourself and for your loved ones, you could download the PDF document. It's available as a link in the description box below, and you can go item by item through the checklist of everything that we've covered in this video. Stay tuned for more urban emergency preparedness videos, and I'll see you next time. Take care.